Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most latest happenings in crypto, in Twitter, and everything else related to crypto Twitter. But also, I'm going to share with you what I have started to do to make sure that I am taking profits even at this stage of the cycle. So if you like the content that you see, make sure, as always, no matter where you're watching from, you follow me on the platform. If it's on Twitter, make sure you do hit the follow button. Got us up to over 4,000 followers now. As you guys know, I am rededicating myself to growing my Twitter following. At the same time, I have also promised you guys that I will always support those who support me. Today was the anime airdrop from Zuki and others, and basically I got like $466. I gave half of it away at random to 5 people who follow me and also liked that tweet where I basically said that I was going to support those who support me. So congratulations to those users. This is not the end. What I do want to show you here is this is not for engagement farming. A lot of people post this stuff on Twitter to gain likes, to gain followings. I'm doing it after the fact to support those who've chosen to support me. Obviously, basically what I want to do is those who engage in my content more are going to be more likely to win these airdrops, let's just say. So in the truest form, you can now get Twitter airdrops or, airdrops from the Brown Gent via Twitter. So definitely check that out. Also, while you're at it, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you like the video, you share the video, and you subscribe to the channel. Always helps me out. And reminder here for you guys that on February 14th, I will be increasing the price for new members to the Web3 Secret Society. If that's something you have been interested in, make sure you do it before February 14th. I will not be, honoring that lower price after that date. Okay, so one of the questions I asked on Twitter a couple of days ago was, I wanted to understand people's sentiment, right? So we're at a weird stage, right? Like when we think about crypto, crypto market cap is all right, 3.57 million total, but fear and greed is a little above neutral. It's like a slightly greedy, right? 60. But the timeline is horrible, right? I never thought we would be at a point where Bitcoin's over 100K when the majority of the market participants are worried or scared. And when you ask people about, what they believe about the market, a lot of people start talking about market tops. They start talking about selling out, going completely in stable coins. I believe this to be very flawed thinking. So I wanted to understand from people on Twitter, and I think we got like 100 something votes. How is your portfolio doing? So congratulations to those people who have 8.5% at all-time highs. I suspect for those people, they likely took a lot of profits off a lot of the top blasting we saw, either in AI, either that, or they're holding a lot of Bitcoin, or they had a very good meme coin trade. Most people, including myself, are in the up a bunch stage, which is, you're way more than you were when you started. But obviously, like once you're at all-time highs and you go down, you actually feel like you've lost money. It's called up stuck in poker. So in this case, being up a bunch, while it's nice, a lot of people are like, no, I want more. Now, just remember one thing, the market owes us nothing, right? The reality is, we're playing sort of a bit of a casino game where the odds are stacked in our favor if we buy the right tokens and we do it before others do. Because at the end of the day, all of this is a sort of game of hot potato. The only token in the long term that will definitively do very well is Bitcoin. Everything else is a sort of leveraged bet on Bitcoin. But being up a bunch is fantastic because, that tells me that a lot of you have either bought in early or you've prioritized the right tokens. What you want to do in this case is avoid chopping your portfolio up with excessive trading where you're actually losing, okay? Those who are even, that's got to be frustrating because you're either late or you've sort of thrown away money in the meme coin trenches or, things like that, bad trading, bad leverage, whatever. Being down bad, honestly, that speaks to like having to need to kind of reset, understand what your destructive behaviors are doing. And I plan on talking about pretty much a lot of this in today's video, okay? All of these 4 things, I want to make sure we address it, okay? So I'll make sure I do that in this video. Couple updates before we go into it though. Binance has sort of changed their name. I was kind of surprised to see this to like, I know it's like not pronounced this way, but like it sounds like Yeezy to me, like Yeezy. And guess what? CZ is actively involved in investment activities, providing direct guidance and training to founders, while Ella Zhang returns to lead Yeezy Labs. And it's pronounced as Easy Labs, even though it's like Yeezy, right? Reflecting the mission to make innovation for builders and founders. This sounds a lot like crime season. It sounds a lot like CZ is going to be more involved, so we should expect a lot more pumpamentals coming in. Another update here is, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this token, Vine, but basically with Vine, many of you probably have heard of this. I remember this platform, way long ago, but it was where all these like meme videos and everything will be launched. Apparently Russ had tweeted about his meme coin with sort of the 2013 platform, and it has been doing very well. Now, I had no idea like that this meme coin launched, but I use a program on my phone called Vector. I'm gonna share a tweet about Vector and sort of how it's useful. But just take a look at this chart. In the last 24 hours, like this meme coin went from like $0 all the way to like basically 500 mil, and now it's sitting at 325 mil. So another like cook for the trenches, let's just say, right? Like obviously we can't expect a meme coin to go to $1 billion in a day. Like this is not Trump coin or millennia, but like still huge cooker. And Vector is really good because it sort of ties in the social media aspect of seeing what people are bidding. And if you follow some of the right people, you can actually see like what's good. Now, Vector is hard to get into because of limited invite codes. I got one. I'll probably share that in the video that I make. But yeah, here's something, by the way, that I want to discuss. So this person, I'm going to be honest here. I really hate people like this. There are people who come into crypto and they try to pretend like they're holier than thou. So this idiot basically writes, unpopular take, the Solana ecosystem has no culture. It's a fast food of crypto. Quick dopamine hits, no substance. Vast majority of Solana users don't seem to champion any values. Only number go up. And it makes sense because casinos don't have residents, they have tourists. 99% of casino goers are currently losing. And when the money dries up, the tourists go home. Like, that is the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard. Oops, where's my thing? So basically, I basically responded to the tweet. He came back, by the way, and it's bullshit. But I basically said, look, I got 40% of my like crypto net worth in Ethereum and Ethereum beta, right? A little less in Sol. But these kind of messages are like absolutely unnecessary. They're only written by somebody who has zero class, and they don't like strive to achieve anything. And this is something I've sort of seen. Like, I hate people who are maximalists. Like, this is exactly why I had issues with the radical left, is all they do is foster division and dismiss other ideas. It's not okay. Like, I can agree with them that I can agree with them that Ethereum's great. But if I don't hate something else, then I'm the issue. You know what I mean? But the truth is, like, ETH and Sol have different value propositions, different product market fits. They both bring unique value to the space. And while people want to say that Sol's a casino and whatever, and yeah, you can definitely feel that way. The reason it became that way was it was literally impossible to do anything on Ethereum at certain stages of the adoption life cycle. Like, if you wanted to do anything, I remember some days you'd pay like $300 or $400 for gas. The transaction would fail and you'd lose your gas money as well. So like, it's complete bullshit. It's not that Solana users have no morals. It's not that Ethereum users are the best and they're like the only ones. They're so smart. They have such good values. No, And like I can say this being on, being in both camps, right? But the reality is they each have a different product market fit. And let me tell you something. If Ethereum's high gas fees didn't do this, I'm sure we'd have seen a Solana or an Ethereum casino built the exact same way. What instead do we have? Well, we have crybabies on Ethereum who will sit there and complain about what Vitalik and what everyone else is doing. They'll throw a tantrum and remove the .eth from their own names. It's a complete joke. But guess what? ETH also has its flaws. You have your liquidity fractured everywhere. It makes it impossible to do anything. When I want to buy some Azukis tonight, guess what I had to do? I had to bridge money back to Ethereum mainnet. When I go on Sol, I can just point and click. So I'm not here coming and saying ETH is perfect or Sol is perfect. I'm saying they both have different aspects which are good. We have to appreciate those differences. They're not scamming anyone. This is not DeFi kingdoms. This is not this is not the C ecosystem where they're trying to basically take money from their people. What this has done is it's allowed to onboard even more users. And this is why, like, when I hear people complain about the Trump token and everything else, he onboarded a ton of normies into crypto. And that is huge. Regardless of how the Trump token played out, I still think it's a cook. I still think it goes to 100 bill this cycle, but it doesn't matter. Like, the whole idea here is we cannot seem to think we're just better than other people. Now, this idiot came back and posted, it's not classless or unproductive. It's a legitimate criticism of growing a giant financial ecosystem on the foundations of degeneracy. Forcing an eco to have to defend its values is a good thing. I'm like, basically, you threw out vitriol and got upset when people clapped back. And I basically said what I said. Now, I'm not the only one clapping back. Like, in the last couple hours, Mert came back, said, yeah, I can tell you are way above us. Number go up, plebs, based on your post. 90% of them about the ticker going up. No need to be a virtue signaling hypocrite. All ecosystems compete to enable trading at scale. Solana just did it faster. That's just a culture shipping. You know what I mean? And look, ignore all my points and attack me. Yeah, okay. See, this is so funny because this is the literal guy who's attacking everybody else, right? How are you crying about being attacked after you call the entire system junk food, right? It's complete insanity. Please don't let this be you. A couple more updates here as well. Like, Cynthia Loomis had posted big things that are coming. And once again, all of a sudden the meme coin sort of pumps and dumps. But you could have made a lot of money on this if you're sitting here watching the charts. Now, people are asking me what's going on over here with Ethereum, right? So the Ethereum Foundation loves to sell their Ethereum, and there's a lot of infighting going on because people believe that Aya or whatever from the Ethereum Foundation needs to be sort of removed. The reality is, I do think that Ethereum needs to have a plan. I think, basically dumping their Ethereum every time the price goes up is not good for the ecosystem. I think people need to stop sending Vitalik tokens as well. Like, meme coins love to send their supply to Vitalik, who then FSHs the entire supply he's given, one clip, dump the chart, and he doesn't care because he doesn't care what happens to innovation on his ecosystem. But the reality is, if we're looking at Ethereum as decentralized, we shouldn't be looking at one person and sort of making them the messiah and having all the power. No, forget that. I personally, if I ever launch a project, I'm not giving Vitalik anything. Like, Vitalik's already gotten enough from Ethereum. I'm not giving him anything to sell. Like, if he's gonna dump his ETH and be okay with the ETH Foundation dumping their ETH, you should be not be surprised when this happens elsewhere. Okay. Now let's talk about the cycle. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, so this is the map of Bitcoin monthly returns. You can see here, January, we're up 12%, right? Like, take a look over here. Generally, it's been very positive. And for those of you who've been watching my videos for over a year, you've likely remember my videos when I was talking about buying Bitcoin between 15 and 18,000. I used to have a video once every week just reminding people, guys, this is going to be the easiest trade of the cycle. That being said, I exited Bitcoin at 93K. I only have a tiny bit left, and I have most of my Bitcoin exposure sitting in ordinals collections like Bitcoin Puppets. But We will eventually get to that point where we do a hard flip to the altcoins. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin is too volatile, and when Bitcoin volatility is high, it typically is not good for altcoins who are like that insecure girlfriend is like, oh, do you still love me? You know, or like, are you still into it? Blah, blah, blah. Like that's exactly what it's like. So we've got to get to a point where Bitcoin sort of gets a little bit stagnant, a little less volatile, and then altcoins are just waiting for any catalyst to completely take off. So when we're taking a look at this cycle, a lot of people believe we're in the complacency to anxiety stage, right? That's where they believe we are. I truly believe we are somewhere between optimism and belief. The reality is the optimism comes out after like a few days of green candles. We don't really get into the belief stage because people are literally scared and dumping the moment the market hasn't even a slight bit of red, right? Like think about what great things were happening when the Trump token came out. Yes, it did a liquidity suck, but then we started to see some recovery in the alts, and then Melania launched her token. And you know what happened? It literally just spooked the entire market. So we couldn't get to belief. We're sitting there in optimism and we're like, okay, we hope it's real. We hope it's real, whatever. It's hard. We're trying to like basically catch fire here. And every momentum we get is reversed. So it's just something you have to be aware of. I know a lot of people are talking to me about, oh, the top is in. We're basically going back to the bottom. Listen, this is my third cycle. When the top is in, it is not consensus that the top is in. When the top is in, is literally like when like people will be calling you like mentally challenged. Like it would be considered a joke to sell. Like when I am actually making my video saying I'm selling everything, watch the comments in my videos. The brown gent's washed. The brown gent doesn't get it. He's an idiot. I don't know why I expected less from a Jeet, stuff like that. Those are going to be the comments, guys. Watch. And you know what? Hey, people who say that, I don't care. I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to be completely stapled up in that time. And people can call me names, call me stupid, unsubscribe, do whatever. The people who are smart are going to have paid attention. They're likely going to have reduced their exposure. And they're the ones who are going to be really happy come shopping time when we're in the bear market. But we are nowhere near the top. I truly believe we are nowhere near the top. That being said, here's something that you need to consider. There is always inherent risk when you're in crypto, right? Because crypto works on a 4-year cycle, but we're beholden to every macro environmental thing that can happen. So there are things that are above us that can cause the crypto bull cycle to not play out the way that it should. Case in point, we should expect some sort of recessionary activity in 25/26, like probably 26. This is the 18.6 year real estate cycle. Please look that up if you haven't already. I don't want you guys to be surprised. I don't talk about it because I'm not an expert on macro cycles. I go to other content creators to hear about it, to hear their thoughts. Now I will be presenting that thesis more around mid to late 2025, but it's just something that you need to know. So when we are here, one of the things that I have constantly struggled with is taking profits early. So here is what I'm doing. I'm still holding the majority of my bags. In fact, my spot bags, 100% full. I'm not selling anything, holding on. I now have stable coins deployed. So I bought some stable coins. I put them both on Ethereum or EVM. So like not Ethereum, but like, in Base or whatever. I've done the same thing on Sol. What I'm doing, and I'm doing this also on Binance, which is the preferred app in Dubai over here, right? Like they have a separate Binance, which is not beholden to the overall Binance. It's sort of like a Binance United Arab Emirates version. And what I'm doing is I'm doing trades. So case in point, I'm going to give you some examples of trades I've done on Solana. So Fartcoin, for example, was $1.40 or $1.30 earlier. I bought it. I bought like $5,000 worth, and then I sold it at like 1.6. Okay. That flip, the extra money that I made, I think I made like a couple $100. I took that money and I sent the excess money to another wallet. What I am doing this cycle is I have opened up a separate ledger, which is only going to have profits. When I travel, I'm going to leave that ledger back in Canada. I don't have any intention of touching those funds. The biggest problem that I have when I have money is, let's say the market dips, I am super incentivized to just use all that powder to buy back in and whatever, like to add to my positions. Now, don't get me wrong, I am still adding 1 Ethereum every day. I'm doing that with Canadian funds. I'm not doing that with my portfolio, right? So I'm still coming in this way. But what I'm also doing is I'm stacking stable coins in a Solana wallet and in an EVM wallet, or Ethereum virtual machine wallet, that is going to continue to grow just off trades. I'm not closing my spot, but I'm taking profitable trades on dips using stable coins to do that. And basically by doing that, I can churn those profits and send them somewhere else. And because that ledger will not be with me once I travel later in a few weeks or whatever, I can guarantee myself that I will not be able to access those funds till the end of the cycle. Now, people may ask some questions like, well, there's 2 big downsides to it. Number one, wait a second, what if you were to like go in and see, okay, well, the stable coin may get depegged, aren't you worried about that? Yeah, there's a slight risk of it. In the United Arab Emirates, USDT on Tron is considered the same as having money in your bank account. It's crazy. I could literally use that to go buy property. Like I just bought a big property here. I can pay for like my installments with that, right? So it's pretty safe, right? Same thing with other stables. Now, that's why I'm also sort of looking at other solutions. But number two, when you take a look at like, okay, well, Brown Gent, like, why don't you just have it with you? Well, answer me this. If tomorrow Solana went to $10, like, I would just feel the need to just shove everything into it, right? And I still will. I probably will still like rotate my portfolio or something and whatever, but I want to have some money set aside. I think a lot of people, we play this game, and while we're playing the game, money is not money, right? Like, it's crazy. I went to a store and I was looking at like, those like devices that have like the iPhone, so that charge the iPhone, that charge your Apple Watch, that charge your AirPods and whatever. I'm looking at that. It's like $150, right? And I remember being like, do I really want it that badly? But like, I got no problem putting $1,000 randomly into some bullshit meme coin. But if it's like something that like, I'm looking at here in real life, $150, like we're desensitized to the money we have on chain. That's why it's so important to actually take profits. Part of the reason why I spent some money when I made that 6-figure day, like what was it, like on the weekend? The reason that I did that, and the reason I bought diamonds, right? I bought this chain, and I bought this like bracelet, right? Like, the reason I did that is so I could literally take money out and actually have something tangible to look at. And it reminds me that actually it's very motivational to me to keep grinding, because like when you have money on a spreadsheet or money on the bank or wallet, it sort of like doesn't hit the same way. So I'm just saying, no matter which way you do it, start looking for ways that you can stack stable coins on the side. Now, the third thing you're probably going to ask is, well, Brown Gent, aren't you borrowing money from Aave? Like, aren't you costing yourself by doing this? Yes, 100% I am. So like, I pay a small interest rate or whatever to do my borrow lend strategy, right? Where I lend out some Ethereum or some Sol. I borrow some USDC. I use that to buy the dip on something, and then I sell it when it goes up. That's why I do my higher conviction plays. Well, yes, I can definitely be more optimal, but the problem is, once again, I'm okay paying that small price because I also know what my weakness is. My weaknesses is, if I truly believe in something and the price is down, I'm okay putting every single dollar I have into it. That's a huge weakness for me because, like I said, we are dangerously close to the 2025-2026 recession. I do not want to be overexposed in that way. So just something that I want you guys to think about, okay? So I hope that helps. And like, for example, right now, like a trade that I've been taking, and I wish it didn't go up while I was on this call, it was literally $248. I was going to buy some more Sol to flip on this candle. But it is what it is. Okay. let's see what's in here. So we got DB Crypt in the house. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. We got FUD Zero. Good morning, Brown Jet. It's like it's midnight over here. So yes, good morning, good afternoon, good night. DB Crypt. I'm reading about some major FUD in the ETH leadership and takeover and stuff. I wouldn't say it's fully true. It's just people are getting annoyed, pissed off. A lot of ETH maxis are denouncing their .eth name, which I think is like the dumbest thing ever. But so be it. People want to like protest or whatever. The one thing I don't like is the Ethereum Foundation is selling ETH. I thought Justin Sun put together a plan that was very good. That sort of like around it. In fact, let me see if I can bring this up because I think Justin Sun's proposal wasn't half bad. Let me just sort of look for that. Thing is, when you post a lot on Twitter, you sort of dilutes a lot of the stuff you want to say. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. So basically, if Ethereum Foundation, Ethereum were under my leadership, ETH to 10,000, first week plan, halt Ethereum sales immediately and optimize revenue. So no more selling from the Ethereum Foundation for at least 3 years. Operational costs will be covered through Aave lending, staking yield, and stablecoin borrowing. Ensures ETH supply remains intact, aligning with deflationary goals and reinforcing market confidence. Heavily taxed layer 2, 100%. So what's happening is a lot of layer 2s are like printing because everyone's using them because of cheaper gas fees, right? So people don't want to use ETH mainnet. So putting taxes on them means that Ethereum generates at 5 billion annually in taxes, whether in stablecoin or tokens, and then all of that can be used to repurchase ETH and burn it. Incredible. Streamline EF operations. So this is basically where you restructure, you do a bit of downsizing, only keeping the best employees, kind of like the Twitter approach by Elon Musk. The people who stay there will get better salaries, and then basically making it a merit-based system that rewards performance and results. Right now, people are getting paid for doing jack shit. So yeah, completely agree. And then adjust rewards, increase fee burn, so no rewards and whatever. They want to basically make Ethereum deflationary. So I like this. I would be, I mean, I'm not surprised that Ethereum Foundation hasn't really looked at this. A lot of these chains are very like cultish and they believe they know everything. They never want to talk to anybody, right? The reality is if everything was going great, like, you know, they wouldn't need help, but they need help really badly. I think Justin Sun has a good solution here, or a good plan, you know. We got Crypto Passion House. What's up, BG? Finally catch you live again. Hey, how's it going? We got the ASC over here. That's a very unique one. Nice. Considering the Jupiter snapshot date call was bang on, you got any estimate? Yeah, it's so funny. You know what's funny? I had to mute some idiot on Twitter because every time I would post something, this retard would literally post something negative, like, oh, you don't know that, or Brown Gent, you're wrong. And then I'm right, like, well, you couldn't have figured, like, you know, oh yeah, you're right about that one. Like I'm like, dude, like, it sucks to always be wrong about things. Now, I didn't guess the Jupiter snapshot date. It was literally told to us. It was told to us to be November 2nd, right? Last year. So I'm like, okay, I'll write it down. I have a spreadsheet with these things on it. Layer 0 didn't share any information like that. So I don't have any estimate, because if I did, I would just be guessing, and I don't have any really good one. I would say before May, likely, just because they likely want to do something 1 year, like between the 1 year period of the airdrop. So that would be something I'm looking at. I don't know though. BG buying himself some good karma. Yes, I am. BG buying the dip. Yes, I am. What are you floor sweeping? So today I bought an Azuki and an Azuki Elemental. What was it, like 5 ETH for the Azuki, 0.36 for the Azuki Elemental. Like the way I look at these is I'm looking for top tier assets that are discounted, and these assets tend to be the most discounted following the airdrop, right? We saw the same thing with Pudgy Penguins. I sort of got ahead of myself with the Pudgy Penguin. I bought it for 19.6 ETH. Could have bought it for 14 or 15 if I waited like 20 minutes, but I just saw the initial clip and I remember being like, I was so sideline coping for weeks. If you saw my Twitter, being like, oh, because the thing is, I almost bought a Pudgy Penguin for 14 ETH. I was like, all right, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to go play a game of poker, or I'm going to play in a poker game. Came back a couple of hours later and they announced the Pengu token and the NFT has skyrocketed. I had posted on Twitter like, hey guys, what do you think about me buying this? So didn't get a chance to do it. Bought it 19.6, went to 15 or 14 for like half an hour, then rebounded. And then I sold it 3 weeks later anyways for 24 ETH. So like it speaks to like everything overcorrects. And yes, people are estimating about the abstract airdrop, but I also think that Azuki is worth way more than what it's currently priced at. Like you look at what the price was historically, and I'm basically getting back in at like the pre-pump price. So seems like a decent deal. Same thing with the elementals. And I think when we have the wealth transfer effect, once again, the Azuki community is a very solid one. Pseudo Geek says, good morning. What's the pre-market price for solid? I don't know. I don't know offhand. I would probably just take a look at the price for the solid TGE. I didn't do it, but if you can get that price, it would likely be higher than that one, because I don't imagine anyone wants to sell theirs early. Good morning. Hey, how's it going, Stango? Sad K. Bye. Yes, we got to keep buying while we have the opportunity, right? We're looking for asymmetric rewards, right? So, or an asymmetric bet, which means like less risk, way better reward. Sol Maxi, well, of course you're going to say this, right? I find Solana to be more user-friendly ecosystem for onboarding with its low gas fees. Yeah, 100%. Like, it's not just the low gas fees, right? Like, imagine this, right? You have a friend who's like, has nothing but crypto. In Solana, you're like, okay, great, buy a Phantom wallet and go to this website and buy this thing. Great. If it's Ethereum, you're like, okay, cool, buy a MetaMask or get a MetaMask or a Rabi wallet, put Ethereum on it. Okay, great. Oh, now you got to bridge your token to base, or you bridge your ETH to base because it's here. So go here and do this. Okay, now buy this with this. What? Like you add extra steps, and then people are like, oh, but where's my token? Like the number of questions I get about, oh, I don't know where my ETH is, so I show them to the bank. Like it's a little more intense, whereas for Sol, it's like so much easier. Not just that, but yeah, like even today, Arbitrum was like $2 or $2 to $7 for gas processing because the block space is getting to be a little more congested now. Now, where the gas fees on Sol are cheaper. That being said, Sol also has issues. Like we saw what happened a couple days ago. The entire chain started locking up. Guys, here's some other alpha for you. If you don't like you should invest in a private RPC. Okay? Private RPCs will allow you to bypass any congestion, and this comes in handy when NFT mints are going on. Okay? So you can find those things at like QuickNode or something like that, but you want to get access to a private RPC. Phantom doesn't work with it, so you have to find a different wallet for using Sol, but it's definitely something that's very worthwhile. And like I said, I think both Ethereum and Sol have their places. Look, I don't want to call myself an ETH maxi or a Sol maxi. I have a slightly more in ETH, but I love both ecosystems, and I think Jupiter's done a really good job in promoting the Sol ecosystem. They've done more work than any other team to, up like the level of adoption of the Solana ecosystem. Jordan, taking profits, strangely the thing that no one's good at. No, 100%. Appreciate you going over this stuff. Super important. Of course, appreciate you saying that. I think the hardest part is it's like when you have something, especially when we get to a point when you're getting like 80 to 100 to 200% daily on it, people are like, why do I want to stop the train, right? Greed is probably the biggest enemy that you're going to have to face this cycle. And there is a profit-taking strategy from your spot bags, but you should also be looking to start building a bag of stable coins that you're just going to like not see, right? So having a detached, separated wallet, separated funding source that's just going to start collecting almost like a tax, right? You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. If you want as well, you can say, okay, every time I make profit, 5% of that profit is going here. It's going to stay in stable coins. It's going to be like a piggy bank. I'm not going to open that. I will cash it out. I'll put it in my bank. I'll do whatever I need to do with it. That way you have something tangible to hold on to. Because that way, if everything goes to zero or something, let's say something happens, you're still good. Strango, the top is in when everyone screams super cycle. This guy gets it. When everyone starts saying, no, Bitcoin is not going to stop at 200K. It's going to 1 million, right? Like, what was it? Larry Fink today said 700,000. Like, you know what I mean? And I do think that happens, but not this cycle. The big questions. We all that are here since beginning of 2023 did already 4 to 6x. if like last cycles, we still have another 5 to 10x, or this time is different. Completely agree. You know, it's funny you say that. A lot of people didn't do a 4 to 6x because a lot of them didn't invest in the right things, right? Like, so I put the majority of my funds at the start into Bitcoin. And then once we got to like 45 or whatever, I started transitioning way more into ETH and Sol. And then like, you know, had like 20, 20, 20, whatever, right? Like, so a lot of people's bags in Bitcoin, if they had Bitcoin, would have made so much money, but a lot of people didn't do that. That being said, you know, if you've been watching this channel, hopefully you've earned some nice airdrops, some nice ways to go. Hopefully you've been ignoring the people telling you to go to the pump fund trenches, because that has been a slaughterhouse, and most people got their wallets destroyed that way. But we still have a massive like altcoin cycle that should really, like, even if no matter how bad you got screwed up, if you put the time in, you should be able to come out a huge winner in that. Good day, BG. I unstaked my Sonic and have 5 days to unlock. Nice. We'll need some alpha to stake in the right place. Edinburgh is 5. Yeah, so you're in the UK, or is that Scotland? Edinburgh is what? Is Edinburgh Scotland? Yeah, Scotland. Okay, great. So that's cool. It's 5 degrees. In Dubai, it's actually 20. Today was 20 degrees Celsius. In December, January, and February, Dubai is like incredible, like in terms of temperature, weather-wise. And that's why rent is so expensive. I think I said this in my last video, but my rent for the month of December, like not month of December, but from December like 27th or 28th to like January 28th, it was like 10,000 Canadian, right? Like that's insane, but it's so worth it. If you're looking to stake, it depends on if you want to keep it on Sonic. I like SwapX, I'll be honest. I made a video recently talking about SwapX. You can earn their SwapX token. You can also like use that to vote if you lock it. That's what I'm doing. I'm using the STS or whatever. It's like the Beats Sonic. And that way I don't have impermanent loss either. So, you know, you stake it with Beats and then you sort of combine it. And that way you actually get the points, because if you just hard stake your Sonic, you don't get the points through the Sonic Labs. How do you think a recession later this year will affect Dubai? I think it will hurt it. The thing is, a lot of people have been traveling to Dubai because of the increased safety and the 0% income tax. So the demand for homes is really, really high. This is something I'm concerned about too, and this is why, like, you know, people are like, oh, like my real estate advisor was like, oh, have you ever considered getting more? And I'm like, like, if I did, because, you know, the way the payment plans work here, I don't want to put myself on the hook for like millions and millions of dollars if a recession happens. So I'm kind of waiting it out to see if the recession wasn't on the horizon. I'd be way more comfortable doing stuff like that. I do think it will have an effect. I think it will be muted a lot more here than it is elsewhere. In Dubai, the cab drivers, everybody's really happy because they're not getting taxed into oblivion, right? Your money goes way further. So like right now, my bank accounts, I get 3.75% interest. Like it's pretty insane. Like I got like 0.1 or 0.01 in Canada. So it's pretty crazy. Trump just announced a U.S. crypto stockpile. Yeah, I saw that he wants the AI and sort of U.S. Unless the news came out in the last hour or so. I remember reading something like that. So that's great. Sui. So what happened was earlier today, I had one of my friends from Canada ask, you know, what tokens to consider buying. And let me just look at the conversation. Basically, where is it? So he was like asking, you know, what tokens, you know, that I would probably get. I basically said XRP, Sui, and ETH are probably pretty decent buys at this price level. And then Sol, if it was under 250, would be another thing I would be looking at. I just think that the strongest tokens this cycle, you know, that are the majors, right? So those are the ones I'm looking at. So I do think Sui is a decent buy. Yes. Not financial advice though. Turn Chitra in the opening stinger of Chopping Block mentions ENS domains are the biggest Ponzi scheme. Why is it a Ponzi scheme? Like, here's the thing. The ENS domain that I have just means that instead of typing in my wallet address, you can type in the browngen.eth as where you send your funds to, and it goes there. How is that? How could that be a Ponzi scheme? Like it literally just makes it easier. It's like basically a personalized address. Could you explain that to me? I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Why do we think Base will keep dropping a token even after they keep saying they won't? So Jesse Polak actually said something I think it was the last couple days. I saw this on Kate XBT, her Twitter. She basically sort of responded to it. Basically, he's implied that they aren't going to do anything right now to incentivize on-chain liquidity and activity and footprint, but that is something they want to do in the future. So strongly believe there will be some sort of incentive, whether it's a token or whatever, who knows, but there will be an incentive. The best plan for ETH is to buy Solana and rename it to ETH. No, that seems horrible. What? How would you do that? Like, that's just like a hostile takeover, and then like that we don't have the other chain. I think having like, so these two are the big kahunas, right? ETH and Sol. And the fact that this is going on actually means it's like very positive because, you know, they are basically forcing innovation on both sides, right? Like where like ETH is weak, like Sol is strong, and the opposite. And hopefully they both communities sort of inspire each other to continue building, right? Fan man, I got my Jupe and Wormhole airdrops, which is nice. That's sweet. Congratulations. There's also like a ASR coming out soon, right? Probably the next few weeks, start of February. So we should see that in about like 7 to 14 days, some more Jupe. That Jupe will be automatically staked when you claim it though. And I don't know what token they're going to give alongside it, but still it's very nice. And it's usually like 20 something percent. What's my take on AI16Z? I think Sean needs to shut up and stop talking and just build and stop trying to cause drama. I got into AI16Z first at $60 million market cap, and I wish it was a positive story. It dumped 50% before it started going up, but still, you know, I am not taking on nearly as much risk as anyone else. I still think the AI sector is massively undervalued. I believe that a lot of people were chasing the AI pump in the end of December to early Jan, and now they're like, oh, they forget about it. But the reality is, guess what? When people forget about it, the price is going to pump. They're going to chase once again. AI is the predominant narrative of the cycle. Not saying that AI16Z and Virtual have to be the ones, but they are the leaders right now, so I would not bet against them. Also, DeFi, or DeFi with AI. Would you sell your Jupe airdrop to buy more AI16Z at these prices? Let's see. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta buy this. I bought this at 29 cents earlier. It pumped like almost like 30 something here. It said 18 cents. This is a creator bid. They had their IDO. I tried to get in on Binance. I could have got this for like a penny or something, but they don't have it. They didn't have the access in Dubai. This is something I definitely want to bid. I started a small position, like $600 here. I'm probably going to shove a couple thousand now at this price. But let's see. And by the way, not financial advice. Over here, we've got AI16Z, 94 cents. Yeah, it's not bad. Just take a look at the chart, right? Like we're in like that buy zone area. Right? So buy. Where the hell is it? Right? We're in like a decent buy zone area, right? Like maybe you can wait for it to go down a tiny bit more. It's not bad, right? So I don't see why not. It really depends on, you know, what your level of conviction is. Like, don't just buy it because someone else told you to. One of my favorite strategies is to sell all LP and staking earnings on a regular basis. Helps reduce risk. Will work great in 2021 and 2022. Yeah, so I don't like liquidity pools. I'll be honest with you. I hate the impermanent loss. Somebody DM'd me the other day being like, hey man, I put all my Trump in an LP and then I only have Sol now. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, the way an LP works is like, as one token goes up in value, it gets sold off for the other token. Like, Like, I'm so confused. Like, I don't know how. I didn't think it was possible not to know that. You know what I mean? But that's why I hate impermanent loss. And, you know, the LPs that I typically do are the ones that are straight. Or if I just want like one-sided, right? Like DLMM is great because you get to like just basically put it in and go, okay, I'm putting 100% Trump in and I get it sold off to Sol is great. Yeah, and there you go. Exclusive Spider says it right here. DLMM is the way. You know what I mean? So it's not bad. We're going to go check something quickly here. So I'm going to show you an example. Okay, guys, look at this. So before the stream started, I bought some more fart coin, $5,000 worth. And like I said, I will continue to do so. I'm just going to go and do the swap right here on the stream. Oh, God. I hate how Phantom logs me out. And basically what I'm doing once again is I'm just trading ranges. And like I said, it was 5,000 USDC. I got 5,265, $265 getting sent over to that profit wallet. This is the exact, guys, I practice what I preach. None of these other YouTubers or content creators, they'll never show you any of these things, right? I literally do it. Right? So look, 5,000 to 5,265. And the 265 is going somewhere into that other wallet, and I'm going to do the same thing again and again and again. DeFi Tuna gives you 17%. Pseudo Geek, the problem with DeFi Tuna and other things as well is they can give you 3,000% on your USDC. But if there's like a higher than 1% chance they take all your money, why would you even risk it? You got to be very careful with these platforms. A lot of them have exploits where all your money is gone. And look, oh, we're trying hard, man. Don't worry. We talked to the FBI. They're going to find them one day. I promise you. No, thanks. Wouldn't you think to wait till that home bubble will drop? Are you referring to in Dubai? So here's the thing. The what I did was I didn't buy a property outright. What I'm doing is I bought from the developer. So that thing gets the property that I bought is available on December 2026 for me to move in. What I'm doing is at any point I can go and sell it on the secondary market. I just have to pay 30% of it by the time I want to do it. So the plan is I likely would like to flip it before this happens. What I'm doing right now, and this is why I didn't buy a place to live in, is I'm renting because I think I will save more money by renting and waiting for the market to adjust in the next year or so than buying. Does that make sense? Thanks. I'll give it a go when they unlock. Awesome. I have more people watching on X right now, 125 than YouTube. Crazy stuff. Oh, really? I see 208, so I have no idea. But that's good to know. Thank you, Blanco Man. Guys, no matter where you are, hit the like button. Please do that. And if you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're on YouTube, share it, please. Has it been an adjustment moving to a different time zone in regards to crypto? Not really. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I have the worst sleeping habits. So when I was in Canada, I would go to bed at like 3 a.m., wake up at 7 for 6:55 a.m. or what am I saying? 3 a.m., wake up at like 6:40, and I started work at 7 a.m. Because I was working for Zurich, right? And Zurich, Switzerland. And now I'll go to bed at like, right now it's like almost 1 o'clock. I'll go to bed at like 2 o'clock or something. And then when I wake up, never mind. What I will do is I will go to bed. I'm gonna move this screen because it keeps distracting me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to bed, and then I wake up usually for 9 a.m. and then I head to the gym. I head to the gym, and basically tomorrow is chest day. So I have like an hour and 10-minute workout, and then I'll do an hour of just walking, right? Like an hour on the treadmill, low intensity, steady state cardio. XRP. Yep, XRP is great. Jupe, I didn't stake after the proposals came out and missed half. I know that's going to make a difference in rewards. Yes. So here's the thing. There's a calculator online. I forget who made it, but you can check it out. You just type in Jupe active staking rewards calculator or something on Twitter or whatever. You'll find it. It won't make you connect a wallet. That's how you know if it's real or not, right? It just asks you for the wallet address, and people would have reposted it and everything. But it depends on how many proposals you voted for and how much voting power you had. So that part does matter. That being said, now is not the time for me to sell Jupe. The time for me to sell Jupe is likely March, April, if you're looking at it. If you want to front run sort of the Bitcoin conference and keep people getting out. Sonic is giving 25%. Yeah, Sonic, just so you know, fan man, Sonic also recommended Polter Finance, which stole millions of dollars of people's money. You have to not be stupid to look at just what they're offering you. If there's a chance you could lose all your money, what's the point? Like, you just don't do it. If I'm looking to lend out my USDC, it's on Aave or Camino Finance. It is not going to be on these third-party fair weather platforms. I'm not doing it. I worked way too hard to risk my money. If you guys want, like, a lot of people will always go, but Brown Channel, I'll get 200% going here. Great. And there's a way higher chance you lose all your money. If you want to take that risk, go for it. I will not do it. The developer, I can't share that here. The thing is, like, so I have a contact, and they get me a lot of good deals, and we go through that. But it's one of the top developers in Dubai. So thanks for doing this. No problem, Rag Capital. Do you expect Feb to make? Of course. Can you imagine if I expected this to be bearish? I would be out. Okay. Like, if I wasn't bullish, I would be out right now. I wouldn't be sitting here buying. I'd be like, guys, profit taking because we need to be out. That's not the case though. The altar bleeding against BTC because Bitcoin volatility is high. We need Bitcoin to settle down. Bitcoin can't be jumping from like 107 to 93K every so often. It's gotta like calm down. It's gotta like, the bus has got to stop. Then the kids come out, which is the altcoins, and then they run. Won't happen until that happens. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content today, please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter. If you want to earn some Brown Gen airdrops, which will likely be in the form of stable coins, just make sure you engage my content, and I will be blessing people every so often. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.